मतलब म्यूट पे रखना।
Please uncam everyone. We are going to go live in few seconds, or we are live, I think.
Yes, we are live, I guess.
Yes.
Are we live?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So, hello everyone. Welcome to this beautiful session जहाँ पे हम बात करने वाले हैं great achievers की इतनी छोटी उम्र में. They have cleared NSEJS exam of this year and see their happy faces. Everyone, just जल्दी से मुझे जल्दी से बताइए कितने बच्चे हमारा जो है सेशन देख रहे हैं, और जल्दी से प्यार थोड़ा सा जल्दी से बताइए, दीजिए थोड़ा सा प्यार चैट बॉक्स के अंदर. Chat is.
Hi everyone. Good morning. I hope everyone is fine. एकदम super rocking and dinchak. Yes. So are we live? Audible, visible. जल्दी से बता दो कि visible, audible. Are we live? Can you all hear us? Can you all see us? Us में आज बहुत सारे लोग हैं. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Good morning. Good morning. जल्दी जल्दी. Chats थोड़ी slow आ रही हैं. Hi everyone. Okay. Okay. Great. Yes. So we are audible and visible to all the people, and बहुत सारे बच्चे जुड़ चुके हैं हमारे साथ क्योंकि everyone is waiting for this session because everyone wants to know the secret recipe of success by all these NSEJS qualifiers. As you all can see, we have so many students here. Thank you so much every one of you जो आज join किए हैं हमें, and to share their journey and tips with the other students. उनको मोटिवेट करने के लिए, उनको बताने के लिए कि वो भी कैसे IJSO में मचा सकते हैं. ioqjs जैसे आप लोगों ने पढ़ा NSEJS qualifiers बने हो तो how they can also achieve the same. So thank you so much. इतने सब लोग. Yes. So many of you. Thank you so much for joining in. वापस आ गया. Okay. चलो. So सभी uncam कर लो all the joinings. Hi everyone, and सभी बच्चों से जो लाइव देख रहे हैं हमें, I request all of you to जल्दी से इन सबको congratulations करो पहले. We should all congratulate them on their success. बहुत मेहनत की इन सब बच्चों ने to achieve this NSEJS qualifier tag. So big congratulations to them. तो सब लोग जल्दी से congratulations से भरो chat box. इनका welcome करो with good positive smileys, है ना, कुछ emojis अच्छी भेजो, right? So that ये तुम्हें अच्छे secret और tips दे to crack this exam. Quickly. थोड़ा I guess live delay पे जा रहा है. Okay, आ गया. जल्दी से everyone. Hi everyone.
Yes.
Great.
बहुत सारे बच्चे
Congratulations
आपको
आ रही है
congratulate कर रहे हैं
के
बच्चों.
लिए, बहुत सारी congratulations आ रही है लाइव में. Yes, चलो अभी let us start chatting with them because बहुत सारे बच्चे join किए हैं to share their experience. So let us start with अक्षय आनंद. देखो अक्षय आनंद is a student जो कि बहुत स्पेशल है, थोड़ा लेट ज्वाइन किया जिसने, who is in class 10th, right? But yes, इसकी डेडिकेशन थी 10th में है, moving to 11th है. He want to target this exam because he is eligible this year. So and we are happy कि ये जो last year of eligibility था for अक्षय आनंद, he cracked this exam. So अक्षय अपने आप को बेटा unmute कर लो. अक्षय
हेलो मैम. Hello,
so that you
ma'am.
can share your experience. Hi,
Yes,
Akshay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So Akshay, tell लोगों की कहाँ से हो और कैसे experience रहा? You are in class 10th, moving to 11th. So how
Yes, ma'am. I am a
this
channel.
journey is all about 10th. हाँ.
I am from Madhubani, Bihar. I started my NSEJS journey in the month of November previous year, means in 2021. At that time, I saw a video on VOS YouTube channel that there is some exams like NSEJS, and then there is some batch named as ioqjs crash course batch. So I enrolled myself in that batch. Then in that I came to know about all the details about NSEJS examination in that batch, and I started watching videos of YouTube videos on VOS YouTube channel. Then later, you enrolled me in Abhimanyu batch, and from that batch I continued my preparation.
Yes, so अक्षय ने बहुत मैंने जैसे बताया लेट ज्वाइन किया, अक्षय को बहुत लेट पता चला और लास्ट ईयर ऑफ एलिजिबिलिटी था, क्लास 10th में था, बाकी सब के एग्जाम्स भी थे, तो अक्षय ने बहुत बढ़िया परफॉर्म किया, धमाकेदार परफॉर्मेंस. अक्षय वी आर सो वेरी प्राउड ऑफ यू कि लास्ट में तुमने मतलब मौके पे चौका जो मारा उसके लिए वी आर सो हैप्पी, सो ग्लैड.
Abhimanyu batch test series helped me a lot in that.
That's really
so awesome.
Good to know. Great. That's really good to know.
Part 2 also.
Yes. So abhi let's talk to Varsha. Hi Varsha, how are you, Varsha?
Hello, ma'am. I'm great.
So congratulations, Varsha, on qualifying this prestigious exam. So Varsha, I remember your chats in the live sessions also, right? When you ask some doubt or some query, I do remember that because live session चलता है तो वो नाम और chat से ज़्यादा याद रहता है honestly बच्चों के बारे में. So Varsha, how was your journey बच्चे, and कुछ special tips तुम बच्चों को देना चाहोगे कि अरे मेरे से ये गलती हुई तुम मत करना, या फिर ये मैंने अच्छा किया तो तुम सब जरूर करना. पहले अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा बता दो वर्षा, कहाँ से हो, you are from which place and everything.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Varsha BG and I'm from class 10th. I'm currently studying in class 10th. I'm from Ballari, Karnataka. And last year I got to know about the ioqjs batches batches from the Volt exams. So after I qualified the Volt, I got enrolled into the NSEJS 1-year batches. From then on, I started my preparation, and after I knew that this was my last year of eligibility, I was actually very sincere. I put my sincere efforts for this. And initially, I was not really able to cope up with the syllabus that was ahead of our class. But then with time and practice, I guess everything went fine. So journey, I would say that it was an awesome journey for me and would be a memorable one as well. And any tips for my juniors, I would say that to be consistent with the efforts. And one thing I would say is that do not worry about the results at the very beginning itself. So even I used to worry about the results, like if I would be able to qualify it or not. But then when I heard my teachers saying that do not get stressed or pressurized by this, I actually enjoyed the learning process, and that's what I would even suggest to my juniors as well. And about the exam, it all went well. And another specific tip is that after my first part, when I came out, I cross-verified a few answers, and unfortunately, most of the answers I cross-verified turned out to be wrong. So I just got a little demotivated by that. So to anyone giving this exam in the future, if you get any time between that, so even if you do cross-verify your answers, do not get demotivated by that easily, and just give your best for the part 2 as well. So yeah, that's one specific tip.
That's a very
thank
very
you
good
thank you
tip.
so much. Yes, Varsha, for your useful tips, and I'm sure सब बच्चे मानते हैं, and हम भी मानते हैं निशांत सर, क्योंकि एग्जाम मुश्किल है बट कंसिस्टेंसी मैटर्स अ लॉट. बिकॉज इन क्लास 8th 9th अगर आप बियॉन्ड योर स्कूल करिकुलम जा रहे हो, 11th 12th का पढ़ रहे हो, वो टफ है. इन फर्स्ट गो तो वो आपको टफ लगेगा ही, बट जैसा कि वर्षा ने बोला, you have to put your efforts daily so that you can achieve that target. मुश्किल है बट नामुमकिन नहीं है, राइट?
और छोटे स्टेप्स अगर लेते हैं ना बच्चों, तो थकान नहीं होती है, तो आप आराम से आगे बढ़ सकते हैं और बहुत मतलब अच्छी कंसिस्टेंसी से अपनी मंजिल तक पहुंच सकते हैं, राइट? सो इसी के साथ कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन अर्णव, निगम. सो थोड़ा सा अपने बारे में बताओ, एंड क्या तुम्हारी तरफ से क्या टिप रहेगा, एंड हाउ वर यू एबल टू मैनेज स्कूल एज वेल एज दिस प्रिपरेशन ऑफ ओलंपियाड?
And Arnav Nigam is the one who scored 103 marks. बहुत सारे बच्चे पूछना चाह रहे थे, देखना चाह रहे थे. Arnav Nigam finally face reveal. So Arnav Nigam is the one who scored 103, जिसकी वजह से महाराष्ट्र वाले बच्चे कह रहे हैं भाई तेरी वजह से बहुत ज्यादा कट ऑफ कर दिया महाराष्ट्र की इस बार. तो हो सकता है अर्णव कुछ बच्चे पकड़ के तुझसे पूछे कि तूने इतना अच्छा क्यों किया कि जिससे महाराष्ट्र की कट ऑफ इतनी चली गई. अर्णव और वेदांत दोनों का योगदान महाराष्ट्र की कट ऑफ को बहुत ऊपर करने में. बहुत सारे बच्चों ने महाराष्ट्र से अच्छा किया. यही है वो दो लोग, अर्णव निगम और वेदांत साकरे. ध्यान से देख लो जिन्होंने कट ऑफ बढ़ा दी महाराष्ट्र की, राइट. बट जोक्स अपार्ट, कांग्रेचुलेशंस अर्णव एंड 103 मार्क्स यार. मतलब आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग तुम अच्छा करोगे बट तुमने तो बहुत अच्छा कर दिया, है ना?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Yeah, so basically my name is Arnav Nigam and currently I just moved from grade 9 to grade 10 and I am a student from Mumbai, Maharashtra. So basically I started my NSEJS journey a year ago in March 2021. 6 months from that, I was clear with my concepts and my foundation was done. After that, in November, I got to know about the Abhimanyu batch by Vedantu. And yeah, I joined the batch. And that was really one of the major things that helped me in getting success in NSEJS. So I would like to mention that the teachers at Vedantu are very dedicated. And like if you put your n hours of time, they will put their 2 n hours. So basically in Abhimanyu batch, the teachers were like Nidhi ma'am, Chandan sir and Ruhani ma'am. All three were very dedicated and they continuously motivated me to perform better and better. Also the test series, ioqjs test series and the Abhimanyu batch part test, they helped me a lot to improvise on my results. Another tip which I'll suggest is that, yeah, do not worry about the results. So what matters basically is the journey which you follow to achieve those results. In thermodynamic terms, I'll say success is not a state function, it's a path function. Remember that.
Nice. So I am really proud to know कि तुझे thermodynamics अच्छे से आ गई है, right? So actually जो success है, that is a path function, not a state function, rightly said or quoted by Arnav Nigam. So this is a quote I will use, Arnav, in the next session. I really like that. So congratulations, Arnav. And now we have Ayushi Jain. Ayushi के बारे में मैं एक चीज और ऐड करना चाहूंगी. NSEJS तो इसने क्वालिफाई किया ही है and also she is like term 1 टॉपर है क्लास 10th की. मतलब फेमस पर्सनालिटी है आयुषी, है ना? बहुत सारे न्यूज आर्टिकल में शी इज देयर. सो कांग्रेचुलेशंस ऑन द सक्सेसेस दैट यू हैव बीन हैविंग, राइट? सो आयुषी जस्ट शेयर योर जर्नी बच्चे, बिकॉज क्लास 10th में मुझे बताओ कि इज इट डिफिकल्ट, क्योंकि क्लास 10th का इज नॉट द प्राइम एग्जाम. यू आर एलिजिबल इन क्लास 10 बट दिस इज नॉट द मेजर और द प्राइम एग्जाम इन क्लास 10 बिकॉज मोस्टली बच्चे जो क्लास 10th में दे टारगेट of course NTSE, no doubt about it, and JEE NEET orientation is much more in class 10th as compared to class 9. So how did you manage this ijso and this NSEJS along with your superb awesome performance in class 10 term 1 जिसका result declare हुआ and you are the topper? I've seen the pictures also in the news, right? So Ayushi, just tell us कि like कहाँ से हो पहले and also how did you manage यार ये बोर्ड में भी इतना मचाना and
yes ma'am. I'm from Gurgaon. I'm Ayushi, and for boards, I was not very prepared for boards, to be honest, because my main focus was for foundation and for Olympiads, right? So for boards, I stopped preparing for Olympiads like 1 month before. So basically, boards के लिए मैंने सिर्फ 1 महीना पढ़ा था, dedicate करके, and लेकिन वो 1 month was like बस boards, right? इसीलिए I was able to score 100% in that. Otherwise, my main focus all throughout my life, like all throughout my 10th, has been for my Olympiads, junior science and maths. For junior science, I got to know about junior science towards the end of 9th, जब exam आ गया था almost. तो मेरा 9th का exam was not that great. However, जैसे ही 9th खत्म हुई and 10th शुरू हुआ, I was totally into JS because I thought कि maybe I would be able to clear this because मेरी 7th से science की foundation has been very good. So I joined the 1-year batch of Vedantu for ioqjs, and I gave all of the tests of Vedantu very dedicatedly, and all of the class materials I would revise the notes, homework questions. So I think basically Vedantu ke hi study material ko padh ke hi that was more than sufficient to crack ioqjs for me.
Thank you so much, Ayushi, and wishing you much more success in future, right? And we'll keep on looking your pictures in the newspaper and everywhere. right? Just enjoy this journey. That is most important, right? Okay, next let's move on to Aditya. Aditya कहाँ से हो and कैसी रही? Aditya is like one person class में तो regular है, मुझे लगता है YouTube पे भी काफी regular था. Like YouTube
Hello,
sessions
ma'am.
में also I remember Aditya was there in the classes also he was there, but YouTube पे भी मतलब काफी follow किया Aditya लगता है ना?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I am Aditya Prakash, and I am from Nasik, Maharashtra. And I am currently moving to 10th. And I got to know about this exam through VOS only last year. Then I gave Bolt, and then I got enrolled in the NSEJS 1 year batch. Initially, my preparation was very relaxed. I was just attending the lectures, giving tests, assignments, and just this. Then towards the November, then I started with full-fledged preparation. I was following the test series of Vedantu, and then it just happened very smoothly.
Oh, that's great, Aditya. तुम्हारी dedication तो I can like definitely I'm a proof witness. हर जगह आदित्य होता ही था more or less. So that's good. Finally तुम्हारी जो ये जो dedication है और जो effort है वो रंग लाए, right? चलो let's move on to now Vishakha. Vishakha, hi Vishakha, good to see you.
Hi.
So Vishakha, congratulations, my dear, and just tell me about yourself and how was your experience or क्या like what all you have done for NSEJS.
Shaka and I'm currently studying in class 10. I'm from Tamil Nadu. And I came to know about this examination like very late. I had only 4 months of preparation, like sincerely. And at first I was very afraid, like everyone's studying from the beginning. But more than working hard, I would say it's belief that's really very important. You have to believe that you can and you'll definitely be able to do it. So one thing that from my journey, I want to say that there will be times when you don't do well, but through all those times, you have to keep believing that you will be able to, and finally on the examination day, you will be.
Very, very, very nicely said, like very rightly said, Vishakha, कि बहुत सारे टाइम्स हैं अप्स एंड डाउन आएंगे आगे भी तुम जो एग्जाम सब लोग टारगेट कर रहे हो यू पीपल एंड द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर वाचिंग दिस यू विल गेट दिस अप्स एंड डाउन स्मूथ तो बिल्कुल नहीं रहेगा कि थ्रू आउट एक वैसे मोनोटोनस हो जाएगा बोरिंग हो जाएगा अरे हमेशा अच्छे नंबर आ रहे हैं राइट सो अप्स एंड डाउन्स रहेंगे तो आपको उनको बैलेंस आउट करना है उनको लर्निंग की तरह लेना है और ऐसा डिमोटिवेट नहीं होना मोटिवेट होकर वापस से फाइट बैक करनी है सो जैसे मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ डर के आगे जीत है तो उसको बहुत अच्छे से सबको याद रखना है राइट सो थैंक यू विशाखा एंड लेट्स मूव ऑन टू समृद्ध हाय समृद्ध
हेलो मैम
कहाँ से हो बेटा और मुझे बताओ समृद्ध एक वो मोमेंट जब तुमने सोचा कि मतलब मुझसे तो नहीं होगा अभी छोड़ने का कभी सोचा था बीच में जर्नी में कि अरे यार इससे तो मैं स्कूल पे ही फोकस कर लेता हूँ इतना एक्स्ट्रा क्यों पढ़ रहा हूँ
नहीं ऐसे कभी नहीं सोचा
अरे वाह देखो सब लोग इससे सीख लो अच्छा कभी ऐसा सोचा था कि तुम मतलब क्लियर करोगे ही करोगे पक्का कभी ये थॉट आया कि अरे ये तो मैं करूंगा ही पक्का लाइक दिस इज समथिंग आई विल डेफिनेटली क्लियर
अराउंड दिसंबर के आसपास मतलब मॉक टेस्ट के अंदर काफी अच्छे मार्क्स आ रहे थे मेरे तो मतलब तब पता चल गया था कि क्लियर करूंगा ही करूंगा
वाओ तो मतलब दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ मोटिवेशन कि जिससे पता चला कि मैं क्लियर करूंगा ही करूंगा चलो समृद्ध कहाँ से हो बच्चे और कुछ स्पेशल अबाउट योर जर्नी और तुम चाहते हो कि बाकी बच्चे भी करें अदर देन बीइंग NSEJS क्वालिफायर एक टैग मिल गया बहुत प्रेस्टिजियस टैग है राइट बट इसके अलावा कुछ फायदा होता है इस एग्जाम को तैयारी करने का
I am from Ludhiana, Punjab, and I was in class 8 last year. So I cleared NSEJS in class 8. और मुझे हमेशा ऐसा लगता था कि बाकी बच्चों के पास मेरे ऊपर एक एज है कि वो क्योंकि क्लास 9 में है और मैं कुछ कम हूँ उनसे पर हार्ड वर्क करने से 9th के बच्चों से भी मतलब ज्यादा मेरे पास एज आ गया और क्लियर कर लिया मैंने
बेटा इवन नॉट इवन 9th मतलब आई एम श्योर यू कैन बीट पीपल फ्रॉम +1 and +2 आल्सो इतने अच्छे
and the
लेवल
reason for that is your मेहनत and consistency जो तुमने
yes and one more important thing that is mindset and confidence तो सभी बच्चों को सीखना चाहिए इसमें से कि अपनी प्रेपरेशन पे कॉन्फिडेंस रखिए एंड जो लेवल आपने अचीव किया है, ठीक है, उसको आगे धीरे धीरे लेके ही जाना है। बढ़ते रहिए और पढ़ते रहिए, रिजल्ट हमेशा अच्छा ही रहेगा, है ना?
हाँ जी।
सो
बिल्कुल, रिजल्ट तो कॉन्सिक्वेंस है।
यस, सो लेट्स मूव टू अरमान। हाउ आर यू अरमान एंड फ्रॉम वेयर आर यू? अच्छा बेटा, एक चीज़ बताना पर्टिकुलरली रिगार्डिंग द नोट्स। काफ़ी बच्चों का मुझे मैसेजेस भी आते रहते हैं, सर नोट्स कैसे बनाएं। सो वर यू एबल टू मेक नोट्स या कुछ और ट्रिक अपनाते थे जिससे आपका रिवीजन अच्छा हो सके?
Hello, so I am Arman Singh and I'm from Kathia, Bihar. I'm currently moving to 10th. And sir, that's you ask about notes. Like I used to make notes for bio only, like for chem and like the physics part. It was like Vedantu slides and all that I used to follow. Just and that after that I used to solve some assignment and modules that I got from Tatpa or some like stuff. So, sir, I started my journey in 8th mid, and I got enrolled in Vedantu NSEJS 2 years program. Initially, that year I couldn't make it like NSEJS qualify. I missed by 6 marks, and then like it was like a time I little was demotivated type. So, sir, like everyone was saying, like my seniors officially was saying that you have really good chance. You can make this as an opportunity. So I started focusing on the factors that I missed that year. Like I was lacking the approach of solving long questions, and as well as I had like less practice at that time. So I want to like give a small message to everyone like who missed who didn't qualify this year, like all the juniors who have a chance next year as well. So sir, like don't get motivated by your result. Don't let it be overcome you. As well, like you start preparing for like on the factor that you miss and start like enjoying the factors, and all the work and dedication will always pay you off, not today but in future generally.
That's very good. That's very good.
So जैसे बोला like in 8th he was in 8th last year. He also gave that exam last year also, but थोड़े से मार्क्स से ये रह गया था. And see, फेलियर को अगर तुम अल्टीमेट अपना वो वर्डिक्ट मान लोगे लाइफ का तो बहुत पीछे रह जाओगे. इसने स्टिल इस साल बहुत अच्छे से मेहनत की, रेगुलर रहा. मुझे तो बहुत बार इसको मैंने कॉल भी किया स्पेसिफिकली, भाई तुम कर रहे हो ना, राइट, तैयारी चल रही है ना ऑन ट्रैक. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि तैयारी नहीं चल रही है, कुछ और ही स्टार्ट कर दियो हो, राइट, या डिमोटिवेट हो गए हो 8th क्लास के रिजल्ट के बाद. बट दिस इज द बेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ अरमान की इसको पता है हाउ टू फाइट बैक. तो इस साल भी इसने एफर्ट पुट किया एंड फाइनली द रिजल्ट इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ अस. एंड विश के आगे भी बहुत मचाएगा अरमान, राइट. सो थैंक यू सो मच अरमान. कीर्ति, मैं स्पेसिफिक डाउट पूछना चाहती हूँ. बच्चों का डाउट आ रहा है कि मोटिवेटेड कैसे रखते थे खुद को इतना एक्स्ट्रा पढ़ने के लिए, लाइक हाउ यू कीप योरसेल्फ सो मच मोटिवेटेड. एंड प्लीज पहले इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ.
I'm Kirti Vasan. I'm from Chennai, and I currently live in the Gulf. So, one way you can keep yourself motivated is like, let me just give you an example in my journey. So when I was preparing, I used to get irritated when the questions were too difficult or when I didn't know something. But instead of letting that demotivate you, let it motivate you to learn further. So you need to start appreciating difficult questions, and in this way, you can stay motivated.
Such a beautiful thought. I will say science का thought है कि start appreciating the question. This is very very sir intense है ना. बहुत बड़ी बात है कि question को appreciate करना. ऐसे कुछ वेदांत साकरे भी share किया है कि you should enjoy, you should have fun solving questions of science. तभी मजा आएगा science करने में, right? Thank you Kirti, thank you so much. Vansh, hi Vansh.
Hi ma'am, good morning.
Hi, good morning Vansh. So Vansh, मुझे बताओ योर जर्नी, सम ग्लिम्स ऑफ योर जर्नी, या कुछ ऐसे हाईलाइट है जर्नी की कि मतलब कुछ अलग से हटके हुआ तुम्हारे साथ ड्यूरिंग द प्रिपरेशन, कुछ एंड टिप्स दैट यू वांट टू शेयर योर एक्सपीरियंस, कुछ स्पेसिफिक, राइट, जस्ट शेयर विद द स्टूडेंट्स.
Yes ma'am, I am Vansh Kumawat from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I have started my preparation from July 2021, and in the month itself of the July 2021 I found the VOS YouTube channel, and I started doing the PYQs of NSEJS from NSEJS Mania series. After watching the theory lectures or reading from books, I used to solve many PYQs, but at some times there were some difficulties in solving PYQs like that of INJS specifically. So I used to get depressed, like this is a very simple question after seeing the solution, but when you are not doing that, this feels to be depressed. Now I want to give one tip that happened with me on the exam day itself, that I was hesitated in the exam day that I will qualify or not. So I missed 2 questions of 10 marks. So that this is a very important tip. So please don't hesitate in the examination hall, because it will lead to loss of your marks only, and there will be many downs in your preparation. And if you are really loving science, then you need to do ijso, because after going through the process of ijso, really you will be a science enthusiast after that as well. So this is my
Exactly. जो भी बच्चे फ्यूचर में they want to pursue their career in science, either they are targeting JEE, NEET, KVPY, whatever they target. So this is one such exam that you should definitely target, because it will make your foundation very strong. Very rightly said.
And ma'am,
so Shivam,
it gives immense pleasure to us because हमारा जो एम था बच्चों सिर्फ अवेयरनेस फैलाने का एम था. एंड ये चीज़ देख के ना कि बच्चे ही कह रहे हैं दैट यू पीपल विल एंजॉय, जैसे जैसे आप इस जर्नी में आगे बढ़ेंगे, तो ये चीज़ सुन के बहुत ही ज़्यादा अच्छा फील होता है. इट फील्स वेरी गुड. यस मैम.
ओके, सो मूविंग ऑन टू शिवम. हाय शिवम, अनम्यूट कर लो बेटा.
हाय मैम.
शिवम, सो अपने बारे में बताना, जर्नी के बारे में बताना. बट एक स्पेसिफिक डाउट है, बच्चा पूछ रहे हैं कि हाउ डिड यू मैनेज योर स्कूल आल्सो अलोंग विद दिस प्रिपरेशन, जो अपने आप में बहुत इंटेंस प्रिपरेशन. हाउ यू ऑल मैनेज? सबके लिए क्वेश्चन भी आया है कि भाई तुम लोग स्कूल को
रियली आई डिडंट मैनेज इट. आई प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर द स्कूल इन लास्ट मंथ ओनली. आई डिडंट मैनेज एनीथिंग एट द टाइम ऑफ प्रिपरेशन.
So just tell me about yourself. कहाँ से हो शिवम, और any specific thing you want to share with the students, जो भी about this journey, और your personal कुछ खास secret recipe of success कि ये तो मैं करता था पक्का, इससे marks आते हैं, इससे rank आता है, इससे qualify करते हो, ऐसा कुछ शिवम?
So I am Shivam Kumar from Bihar. I started my preparation in November, and then I got to know about Abhimanyu batch of VOS, but I couldn't qualify it. And couldn't get the Vedantu batch, but I didn't get demotivated because I have to go through the NSEJS process without thinking what my marks will be and what my result will be. I just want to learn that I will qualify and I have to. So I want to say just go through without caring about result or anything, without getting demotivated. What you have planned, just follow it.
ग्रेट शिवम. सबको मोटिवेशन लेनी चाहिए. वी टुक अभिमन्यु बेंचमार्क टेस्ट. अभिमन्यु एक फ्लैगशिप बैच वी लॉन्च, एंड उसका टेस्ट हुए थे 2 बेंचमार्क टेस्ट. बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं जो दे कुडंट बी द पार्ट ऑफ दैट अभिमन्यु बैच बिकॉज दे कुडंट क्वालिफाई दैट क्राइटेरिया. बट यस, वी आर हैप्पी, वी आर सो ग्लैड कि वो दैट अभिमन्यु बैच को उन्होंने क्राइटेरिया रखा था. कीप ऑन पुटिंग देयर एफर्ट्स एंड फाइनली दे क्रैक्ड द एग्जाम, right? So that is really good and really appreciable, and we are so happy and proud of that, right? So now I will ask Srijan Agarwal. Srijan के पास बहुत सारी बातें होती हैं करने के लिए, सृजन अग्रवाल के पास, right? So पिछले 2 साल से इसको हम जानते हैं, and he has a lot of stuff to talk about, to give tips and all. तो सृजन, जितने भी बेस्ट टिप्स तुमने दिए हैं आज तक, उसमें से जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि दैट बच्चे को वो मिस नहीं करना चाहिए, कि यार ये तो मत ही छोड़ना, राइट? बाकी जहाँ ऊपर नीचे चलेगा, बट दिस इज समथिंग यू शुड नॉट मिस. मतलब जो आगे वाले बच्चे हैं जो टारगेट कर रहे हैं, वो मुझे बताओ. एंड कहाँ से हो वो भी बता दो थोड़ा सा.
मेरा नाम सृजन अग्रवाल है और मैं कासगंज उत्तर प्रदेश से हूँ. तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट टिप अगर मैं एक देना चाहूँ तो मतलब एक सेट ऑफ टिप्स होगी, एक तो नहीं रैंक कर पाऊंगा. तो सारी क्लासेस जरूर मतलब बिल्कुल मैंडेटरी अटेंड करें. नोट्स बिल्कुल जरूरी से ही बनाएं और बिल्कुल हैंड रिटन नोट्स होने चाहिए. मैं तो बिल्कुल नहीं मानता कि स्लाइड वाले नोट्स से अच्छे से पढ़ाई हो सकती है, क्योंकि अपने हाथ से जब लिखते हो तो याद भी रहता है। और एक और चीज की शॉर्ट नोट जरूर बनाने चाहिए। और मेरा एक और मानना है कि शॉर्ट नोट्स, जैसे कई लोग मुझसे कहते थे, मैं जैसे A4 साइज शीट्स 4 भर गई तो लोग कहते थे इसमें शॉर्ट क्या हुआ, लेकिन नोट्स के कंपैरिजन में जब आपके पूरे चैप्टर 20-20, 30-30 पेज के नोट्स हैं एक चैप्टर के, उसको अगर आप 4 पेज में ले आ रहे हो तो काफी ज्यादा आपको हेल्प मिलती है एंड टाइम पे रिवीजन करने में और मॉक टेस्ट के टाइम पे। एंड टेस्ट जरूर दें, और टेस्ट में अगर कम मार्क्स आ रहे हैं तो उससे बिल्कुल डिमोटिवेट ना हो और कंटिन्यू जरूर रखें अपनी प्रिपरेशन, बहुत ज्यादा बेनिफिट होगा आपको। एंड डाउट जरूर अपने जरूर क्लियर करते रहें, बिल्कुल पाइल अप ना करें डाउट्स।
That's great, that's great. So एकदम summarize कर दिए सारे मतलब bullet points को. Thank you so much, Srijan. So now let's move on to Vedant Sakre. How are you, Sakre?
I'm fine, ma'am.
चलो साकरे, अभी अपनी जर्नी का कुछ, अभी तो तुम बहुत तैयारी कर रहे हो। वेदांत साकरे लास्ट ही वाज आल्सो part of our result NSEJS qualifier and he was the one who qualified for INJ, so also second stage camp भी लगाया था class 8th में. Now he's in 9th class. So इस बार का experience कुछ अलग था last year से वेदांत? Like do you feel, because 2 year की eligibility you all have, right? So Vedant qualified last year also in class 8, second stage also he qualified INJ, so and this year also वापस से NSEJS देना पड़ा एंड INJSO के लिए देना पड़ा पेपर. सो दोनों साल की जर्नी में कुछ डिफरेंस था वेदांत? मतलब दिस इज डिफरेंट देन द लास्ट ईयर और इन क्लास 8. हाउ डिड यू डू? लाइक
Ma'am, like in class 8 I started my journey with Vedantu with the crash course, and at that time when I started with Vedantu there were only 2 months, so it was all a revision of concepts and with questions and everything. Then this year I was enrolled into the long courses, the NSEJS 1 year batch and the INJSO batch. So there I was learning the concepts and the theory along with solving questions with you, with Nishant sir, and there were like we had Asif sir as well. So it was really fun journey, I would say. There were weekly tests as well, which helped me to see what type of questions I was able to solve, what I was not able to solve. And so I was able to practice a lot more questions as well throughout the year. Then at the end of the year, Vedantu launched the Abhimanyu batch. So that was a really good opportunity for me, I would say. And I was able to practice the subjective type of questions as well for INJSO. And it was really a fun experience.
That's good. He always has fun in solving question, है ना, attending classes, so that fun should keep on continuing, right? Thank you, Vedant. Thank you so much. So Pradesh Gandhi, I will ask you one question. So Pradesh के साथ भी we have a long association. Last year also he was there in the results. So Pradesh, I ask you one question. You have been preparing for this exam, 2 years continuously prepared for this exam, right? So one topic in physics, chemistry, biology, anyone from any of these subjects, you find abhi bhi most difficult, and the one that you are like pehle difficult hai, now I am at ease with this topic, this is the super halwa topic, right? So one, the most toughest topic as per you and the most easiest, because you have been preparing for this for quite long.
Yes,
and please tell me about yourself, jo bachche nahi jante hain, though many of our channel viewers must have seen your previous videos also, they know you, but still just give an introduction.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm Pradesh Gandhi. I'm from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So my preparation, the journey of preparation has been quite long. I mean, I started my journey in March 2020. So 2-year-long preparation. So if you ask for the toughest topics, I mean, I would even love to classify the subjects as a whole. Like I hated physics earlier, like in March, April, June of 2020. I hated physics as a subject. I couldn't even understand basic math. But then, as soon as I got into the subject, started enjoying the process, and went along with the flow, now I'm even thinking of taking physics as my a career research option. Physics research as my career option. So the whole perspective of me towards physics has changed. And that's because of this beautiful journey. And I wouldn't say I've become very strong in any topic or something, but for me, I would like to classify the subjects as a whole. So the thing is, I in the eighth grade also I cleared NSEJS, but a majority proportion of my scores was from physics and math, and I had got one-digit scores in biology and chemistry. That's very humiliating to say, but I had gotten one-digit scores in biology and chemistry. So I focused more on biology, thinking I was strong in chemistry, and I became quite strong in biology. I mean, I completed Campbell. I personally wouldn't recommend unless you are in grade 8, but that helped in clearing up my concepts a lot. As I focused on biology and my physics was, I was meeting my physics standard as well. What happened was my chemistry started deteriorating, and by the month of August or September of 2021, what happened was my mock test scores remained one digits in chemistry, but they were pretty good in physics and biology. So again, what happened was I had to switch to chemistry, stop my physics part, but I used to just solve HCM whenever I got time. So my personal advice to whoever is writing the exam in the upcoming years is never focus on a subject individually. Plan your day. Don't make long-term schedules that will never work. It never worked for me, and hopefully it won't work for 99% of the people. Make plan your day or plan your week such that you cover equal proportions of all the three subjects, and there is chance that math will also be included next year. We're not sure of that, but so you have to plan your day. And also the general perception is that biology is so tough. I mean, it's a theoretical subject, but it never is. In case you feel biology is theoretical after reading it or something, just read the chapter you feel theoretical. Just go to Google, download Campbell, and then try reading the chapter from that book. The way that chapter has been explained, it will make you love biology. Like from getting one-digit scores in biology to loving biology as a subject. See, if you do not perform well in a subject, obviously, even if you say you love that subject, obviously there will be some hate for that subject inside you. But so from getting a one-digit score in 8th grade in NSEJS to loving biology as a subject is a huge transformation. And as well, in case you're in grade 8, the journey is too long. You have 2 years of preparation, and there will be a lots of ups and downs. I mean, I personally had it. As I mentioned, even many of them asked me after maths was removed. See, the subjects you scored were physics and math. Now math is removed, so you might not even clear stage 1 this year. So the thing is, you should not get demotivated by such statements. Even some people whom I consider as, my mentors or something, even they told this statement. And but I never, I got a slight tinge of sadness inside me, but I never stopped. I went on working hard. So, and then ultimately I reached my goal. But there is still lot to achieve. Even part 2 is there. But for now, I stopped thinking about the further results and further stages. And then I've started going with the flow. I started my new journey, 10th grade, 11, 12. So continue with the journey. The 3-year long journey is also going to be long. But these 2 years, I would say, would be the most beautiful years of my life, where I worked so hard with a sense of contentment in me. So that I would never get such a level of contentment in me ever again. That's what I would say. So don't think it's tough or think it's easy and then ignore these exams. They are really enjoyable. Science as a subject is very good. So yeah, go for NSEJS, for the juniors.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, Pradesh, for your wonderful tips and words. And the consistency is the key to success. And finally, this 2-year journey brings a lot of satisfaction in you. That is really good to know. So, Kirti, आपने like IOQM में भी मचा दिया है. So congratulations for that also. Right, कल result आया and finally he's the one who will be eligible for INMO also. So कीर्ति को तो कांग्रेचुलेशन हम कर रहे हैं. आप में से किसी और ने भी IOQM को टारगेट किया था along with IJSO? Like any one of you
मैंने
can
like separately टारगेट नहीं किया था, but I was preparing for it like the last 2 years. So even I qualified for INMO.
Congratulations. So suggest me people, what do you say? Is it like easy to balance out both the Olympiads, because both Olympiads are very prestigious and they require your complete dedication and focus. Maths Olympiad and Junior Science Olympiad, right? अपना बहुत भयंकर syllabus है at this age और complete focus dedication चाहिए होती है to crack such prestigious exam. So will you recommend the students कि they should go for both, or they should be focused on one and then crack one and then move on to other? What is your suggestion? Anyone volunteer? जिसने दोनों यहाँ कीर्ति? Yes.
I wouldn't suggest taking both the Olympiads at the same time, because I took both and I couldn't actually focus on both of them together. So I mainly focused on mathematics because I thought mathematics will also be in Junior Science Olympiad and I'll score my marks in mathematics. But then, and for other subjects, I just watched a few topics which I like. For like physics, I watched electricity, magnetism and motion, and for chemistry, I watched videos like stoichiometry, like posted by Vedantu, and these are the only subjects I practiced. And I thought I'll score the other marks in the mathematics. But when I went and wrote, and honestly, my preparation for ioqjs wasn't very good. So when I went, let me just write it and come, and without any expectations. But then qualifying for the second level, I actually surpassed my expectations. So it's amazing, but I wouldn't recommend preparing for both. Yeah, it was very hard.
Exactly. This is the wisdom words by the one who qualified for both. So actually, because both Olympiad require a lot of focus and dedication, so you should choose nicely, right? Because कीर्ति के साथ तो हो गया, अनएक्सपेक्टेड है, जो एक्सपेक्टेड उसने नहीं थी एक्सपेक्टेशन, एंड उससे बियॉन्ड ही रीच. That might be one reason, because he was not under stress or pressure while performing in ioqjs. He was like super chill, I'm sure. इतना एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं किया था कि मैं मचाऊंगा फोड़ूंगा. So that is an additional factor, जिससे एग्जाम में ना जब हमारा जो ब्रेन होता है, जो दिमाग होता है, वो रिलैक्स रहता है तो अच्छा परफॉर्म करता है विदाउट एनी प्रेशर और स्ट्रेस. सो ऐसी कंडीशंस में we tend to perform better rather than कि अरे मुझे करना ही करना है, क्लियर करना ही करना है, अगर क्लियर नहीं करा तो क्या होगा, मतलब दुनिया खत्म, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है, राइट? एक एग्जाम है जिसकी जर्नी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो यू शुड एंजॉय द जर्नी. अल्टीमेटली दैट डे विल कम एंड विदाउट एनी प्रेशर और स्ट्रेस. यू आर ऑलरेडी गोइंग बियॉन्ड योर curriculum, so that is a win-win game. But yes, thank you कीर्ति, and of course I will also say the same कि दोनों में से एक की तरफ फोकस करो, उसको करो, then move on to the next Olympiad target, right? Because दोनों को balance out करना will be difficult for any one of you, right? Now let's move on to Akashdeep. Akash, कैसे हो बेटा? How are you and कहाँ से हो? And बहुत बहुत बधाई हो, congratulations my dear for clearing this. And tell me something about your journey, Akash.
मेरा नाम आकाशदीप साधु है, मैं वेस्ट बंगाल से हूँ.
और कैसी रही जर्नी आकाशदीप, तुम्हारी कैसी रही पूरी जर्नी NSEJS और तैयारी किस तरह से की तुमने? कितना एक्स्ट्रा पढ़े, मतलब स्कूल से अलावा, स्कूल का काम के अलावा कितना तुम्हें एक्स्ट्रा डेली आवर्स पुट करने पड़े टू क्वालिफाई दिस एग्जाम?
डेली मतलब मैं स्टेट बोर्ड से हूँ और मेरा यहाँ से स्कूल का नहीं हुआ था, इसलिए मैं पूरा फोकस NSEJS पर ही दिया था.
चलो दैट इज रियली गुड कि इसने तो पूरा फोकस NSEJS पे ही दिया है. अच्छा, कितना टाइम रोज, कितना टाइम देते थे फॉर दिस प्रिपरेशन? कितने आवर्स लगाते थे, कितने घंटे पढ़ाई करते थे दिन भर?
2 to 3 hours.
अच्छा देखो, बहुत सही बात बोली, 2 to 3 hours डेडिकेटेडली इफ यू स्पेंड ना एवरी डे एवरीवन, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम्हें 10-12 घंटे पढ़ना है. 2 to 3 hours डेली कंसिस्टेंटली इफ यू पुटिंग एफर्ट्स ऑन दिस जूनियर साइंस ओलंपियाड यू विल थ्रू, राइट? सो सबसे मुश्किल सब्जेक्ट कौन सा लगा? फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी में? आकाश,
जब मैं स्टार्टिंग में था तब बायोलॉजी सबसे मुश्किल लगता था, लेकिन जब लास्ट के टाइम में बायोलॉजी सबसे इजी लगता था.
वाओ, दैट्स रियली गुड. तो जो बच्चों को देखो फ्लिप भी होता है, जो बच्चों को अभी स्कूल का हमारा जो हम सब्जेक्ट पढ़ते हैं करिकुलम, उससे हम बाइस्ड हो जाते हैं कि ये मुश्किल, ये टफ है. अल्टीमेटली वो चीजें चेंज होती है व्हेन यू डीप डाइव और डाउन इनटू दैट सब्जेक्ट, राइट? So things change and you learn the real science actually. So thank you, congratulations Akash once again. Now I'll talk to Rohan, the most chirkud bacha of this year's ioqjs बैच आई विल से जूनियर साइंस ओलंपियाड का जो सबसे, इसकी स्माइल देखना तुम लोगों की सब लोग, मतलब मोस्ट जिसे कहते हैं ना अनस्टेबल एटम, जो मुझे लगता है रेडियो एक्टिव, वो मुझे रोहन ही लगता था, है ना? सो रोहन जी, फाइनली कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस.
Thank you, ma'am.
How are you, bache, and you're from which place? And tell me something interesting about your journey, Rohan.
Well, I'm from Kochi, Kerala. This is the first year that I actually even attempted NSEJS. Last year I didn't know about this, so I came to know in April-May time from the VOS channel itself, and I enrolled myself in the 1-year batch. After that, the preparation was a really enjoyable journey. I actually started this with minimal expectations because I loved science, but I was not sure I was up to the level of the NSEJS level. But along the way, my confidence increased, and I was able to score nicely. So if there is anything that I would like to say, just enjoy the journey, man. Don't take it seriously, but don't take it too seriously that you'll get demotivated when you don't get in the expected result or something. Just chill and enjoy the journey. That's all I'd have to say.
Look, he's such a cute, है ना, चिरकुट बच्चा. I have that like, just enjoy the journey. Take it seriously, but not too seriously. That is like seriously, learning for everyone. Like I've never seen him too much stressed or something of that sort. He was enjoying the subject and doing it like chill pill karke, and finally he is through. So good, Rohan. Really like that spirit in you, and keep it up, beta. Now Shankar, I would love to talk to Shankar. Shankar is the one.
Yes, ma'am.
Continuously I have to motivate him ki ho jayega, you will clear. Like after the exam also, IUQJS exam, he made some marks and all, and he was so super tense that whether he will qualify, how many marks will get, this answer key is saying this ma'am, that answer key is saying that ma'am, so what will be the result? So finally the end is good. Too much stress he has been taking, I will say, the pressure, the tension, and finally relieved. I used to tell him, just relax, enjoy. I'm sure you will do good. I'm sure you will do good. But despite of me saying this 100 times, but still, after a while, he's also, whether I will clear it or not, whether I will clear it or not. So finally, you have cleared this exam, Shankar. All the efforts that you put in finally, paid off. So just share your experience. How was your experience while preparing for this exam? And I know my experience with you, right?
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
Motivating you throughout. So that was also very interesting. I'll remember you, of course, and all the students throughout my life, because I have certain things to, connect with every child. So mujhe sabka kuch trait, I always remember there's some trait, right? So that is the trait that I will always remember for Shankar Narayan. So Shankar, yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. So I started my preparation in class 8, ma'am. So I just did some physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. But the major thing, it was because I did not qualify last year. It was because of ignoring biology, ma'am. So I was not good at biology actually. I just hated the subject. So I did not do well there. But physics, chemistry, I was okay. So at the end, in 8th standard, I was not able to qualify the exam. I just missed it by a whisker. But this year, I just said myself that biology is also a subject and should really study that and really understand the subject as a whole. So what I did was I really recommend the book Neil Campbell. It's an awesome book for understanding the subject. It's not about mugging up biology. It's actually understanding what that is. So I just did Neil Campbell throughout the year, and then for chemistry, it's all about physical chemistry, which I focused on. Inorganic chemistry was also main part. Physics, all the recommended topics. Yeah, so all those things, and then I kept on doing all the mock tests from Vedantu. I was in the Abhimanyu batch, so all those mock tests, all those materials, all those classes helped me a lot, man. It was just a lot, man. So after all the mock tests, I gained a lot of confidence, and I got some self motivation that I might be able to do it this year. And then finally, the result was actually.
And I remember while checking his papers, initial papers were of normal level, but as the batch went on, he kept on improving his performance in subjective papers also. So जो लिखने का तरीका था, it was very to the point and very extremely well. मतलब बहुत ही मजा आता था मुझे जब शंकर का पेपर मेरे सामने आता था.
Oh, that's really good. Students who are watching us live, please, if you have any doubt or anything you want to ask from these NSEJS qualifiers regarding their preparation and time management, anything, we would love to have your queries with them. But yes, I will ask you all, any one of you can voluntarily answer that. What is the role of like giving tests in this journey? Like, do you feel that impact if you give the test regularly, like every Sunday, alternate Sunday, and the mock test? Will that give a good improvement to your final score? Like that, will that impact होगा? But कितना impact होता है? मतलब can you relate that? Can you see that change? कि जब हमने टेस्ट रेगुलर लिए तो हमारा परफॉर्मेंस में क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ, मार्जिनल इम्प्रूवमेंट था या बहुत ड्रास्टिक इम्प्रूवमेंट था? एनी लाइट ऑन दिस, इफ एनी वन ऑफ यू कैन पुट दैट, कि द रोल ऑफ टेस्ट इन exam preparation, ijso preparation, which is an prestigious exam, of course, right? And क्योंकि इस बार तो we were not aware of the pattern, कि pattern क्या होगा. हमें ये पता था physics, chemistry, biology will be having equal weightage, but we were totally unaware how many questions will be there from each subject. Will they all be like single correct or multiple correct, right? So that uncertainty is there, and giving the test, will that help?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, like the main thing was that, ma'am, like when you study a chapter, like you think that you have actually studied all the things in the chapter, while you have like you might have missed some points, or like you might have like missed some concepts actually. But when actually doing the test on a regular basis, so you might make mistakes even on the chapters you are strong. So you will find the gaps actually, like which concepts or like which subtopics in that chapter you have actually not done well, and which points to actually improve on. So that will be made very clear, and can actually improve on that, ma'am. So I would say that's the most important thing, ma'am. Finding where you're doing mistakes and like finding where to improve on.
Okay, that is really good. And second, so mock test is important, right? I'm sure you all have been giving tests regularly. Right? Second important factor, what I feel anyone can answer, doubt clearance. Is that important? Doubt पूछना और उसको clear करना, because if you keep your doubts, collected, so that will create a burden on you, and ultimately lose the interest in the subject, right? So it is very much important. What I feel as a teacher, it is very much important to clear your doubts, right? So what do you people think? Like, because doubts तो बहुत ज़्यादा होंगे क्योंकि इतना ज़्यादा syllabus, too much of syllabus, and that too beyond your age. So how did you manage your so many doubts? Like any one of you, Srijan, Varsha, Vishakha, like how did you manage? So many doubts must be there. ऐसा तो मैं नहीं मानती हूँ. Anyone, Aditya, Kan, Shivam, any one of you, जिसको डाउट बहुत ज्यादा आते थे और उसने कैसे उनको मैनेज किया? कोई भी आंसर कर सकता है, राइट? डाउट्स को लेकर, लाइक डाउट्स तो बहुत सारे आते हैं बच्चों को. Yes, Vishakha.
I had a lot of doubts. Like whenever I was studying something, it felt really very difficult. Like, how am I getting these many doubts in these concepts? But in the end of the day, before going to sleep, just one more time, just go on with your doubts and try to Google it or something. And before going to sleep, you have to clear all doubts. Make it mandatory for your preparation. That will help really very much.
Yes, that is very important, to clear your doubts. Make sure that you get your doubt. Initially, you'll have so many doubts. With time, the number of doubts will decrease surely, right? But yes, it is very important you to clear all those doubts on time regularly to keep your motivation in that subject like really high, right? To keep it, consistent. Doubts should be cleared. And guys, did you read NCERTs of class 9th and 10th, 11th and 12th? How many of you have read NCERTs also for this exam? Like NCERT of class 9th, 10th? Raise your hands, yes. 11th, till 11th I'll ask. 11th तक की NCERT को you read, like for physics, chemistry and biology. Great. Okay, did you find that was like beneficial? If you read NCERT, you get some questions from that particularly. कि वो क्वेश्चंस आ गए वहां पर से एनसीईआरटी पढ़ने का फायदा हुआ, एनीथिंग यू कैन शेयर एनी एक्सपीरियंस कि मैंने एनसीईआरटी को चैप्टर पढ़ा था तो वहां से वो क्वेश्चन रिलेट कर पाया मैं एग्जाम के अंदर?
Ma'am, if you like to start.
Yes, Vansh or Arman. You're not audible, I guess, Arman.
Ma'am, can I?
Vansh, you can say.
Yes, ma'am. In the multiple correct question, I think the second question of chemistry, there it is given that calcium forms precipitate with detergent or soap. So this is a direct line of class 10th NCERT. So carbon and its compound chapter. So this was a very direct question. So and reading NCERT also helps in junior science Olympiad preparation.
Yes, definitely. If you read NCERT, of course, the subject is woven around that topics only. So that will be of great help. Yes, Arman, if you can unmute you and tell you are about to.
Is I am audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible now.
Like, ma'am, for like especially like biology part, I will suggest like for the NCERT of 11-12 selected topics like genetics, human physio, because ma'am, like most of the like questions are generally from like 11-12 topics and lines mainly. So like if you like go through it, like there will be better than Campbell's. Like if you don't have time, so like it is really better for the multiple as well as that the single correct question. Like this year is like the theoretical question came in the part 1, so it is the best for it.
Okay, Campbell की बात हुई है, like बहुत सारे बच्चे like everyone, because Campbell is such a huge book, it is like encyclopedia biology, I'll say, right? Though I'm not a medical student, वैसे मुझे तो एक simple सी term is like मुझे बहुत बड़ी लगती है in biology, but everyone is so very fond of Campbell, or everyone keeps on asking me, man, can you please share the PDF of Campbell? Can you please tell us from where we can get that? Because the hard copy of the book is very, very expensive, right?
No,
So is it advisable to read the entire Campbell? But I don't feel like you are expected to read that entire book. There has to be certain topics. Isn't it the case? Because I'm not a biology teacher. So I'm just trying to know.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, biology is not a medical book, ma'am. Actually, to be honest, it's not a medical book. It's more of a biology book. Biology is a subject, because a medical book has a lot of anatomical terms, and Campbell can be used to learn biology as a subject. Campbell, I recommend Campbell only for people who are starting like in 8th standard, not for people in 9th standard, because your first preference should be covering up your whole NEET syllabus or your NCERT syllabus, because that's the main priority. Because human physiology is one of the very few units which has more content in NEET level compared to Campbell. That I have to tell you, ma'am. But topics like genetics, ecology, and evolution have more weightage in ijso, as well as they have more content of those topics is there in Campbell. So first, try to cover your complete NCERT syllabus, NEET syllabus, not NCERT, NEET syllabus, and then move on to Campbell, and then you just try the selected topics such as genetics, evolution, cell biology, and ecology. You need not do human physiology, diversity, because there is a lot more. I mean, there is more than enough sufficient material present in NEET level compared to Campbell. So I would recommend Campbell only for these units. And as well, ma'am, one thing I wanted to say earlier as well was, like, we must adapt to the changing pattern. I mean, that mock test we gave in almost mock test every institute gave had example in physics and chemistry, also in biology. They had the general standard term questions, I'm saying, for part 2. But what we saw in exam was a completely different thing. Paper 1 maintained its standard, but paper 2, we had a lot of new pattern-based questions. I mean, HPCSE gave a hint of that last year as well. But this year we got to witness the whole physics and one question in biology and one in chemistry as something which is not in 11-12 level, but something which you need to understand as a young science aspirant. So we must try to adapt to the changing pattern. And then one more thing I wanted to say is, like, for this demotivation thing is, we have this famous quote from Spider-Man movie, ma'am, like, expect to be disappointed, you will never get disappointed.
Wow, nice. Very, very, very nice quote, I'll say. So yes, of course, I will definitely add on to Pradesh. See, Olympiads, the beauty of Olympiad lies in the questions, right? I will say the question by which they portray the topics of like science so beautifully portrayed question. You'll find that is the most fun part of, preparing for Olympiads. So definitely they check for your scientific aptitude. They are not there to check how much you can cram, how much you have that raw knowledge. So they are just checking on your basics, your scientific aptitude. Can you correlate the things? Can you relate the science with the surrounding and the everyday life? So they just try to evolve the thought process in you, that scientific aptitude, right? So वो check करते हैं ये जो Olympiad. So definitely there is some uncertainty in part 1 also, in part 2 also. There's not, I will say, well defined syllabus for ijso, though the syllabus mentioned is like class 9 10, but we all know the syllabus for ijs is not well defined. It is science, and you can put anything under science term, right? So कहीं से भी कोई भी क्वेश्चन आता है, but I'm sure आपको सोचना आ जाता है while preparing for this exam. You start having that good thought process, concise thought process. That is the beauty, that is the biggest learning from this exam. The biggest takeaway, as I say, because there's uncertainties, there's no well defined syllabus, so that is definitely there, right? Anything so thank you so much, I will say, everyone. Anything any one of you want to share? कुछ अभी शेयर नहीं किया, you want to share with the, although बहुत सारी चीजें बहुत सारे बच्चों ने बताई हैं, right? And I'm sure आपकी journey with Vedantu Olympiad School has been interesting. So, मजा आया होगा. That is the most important, irrespective of the result. Not just these people, जो भी बच्चे जुड़े थे हमारे साथ for this year's IJS. So I'm sure they have learned a lot. That is most important. And मजा भी आया होगा. मजा जब तक आता रहेगा तब तक मचाते रहोगे. अगर मजा नहीं आएगा, if you feel this exam is a burden for you, along with the school, just stop preparing for this exam. Because until unless you enjoy the journey, you can't crack this exam, right? So anything, any one of you want to share? कुछ last कोई share करना चाहता है? Everyone interested? Yes, Shankar.
Yes, ma'am. Like the main thing that I would say, ma'am, during this preparation, first you have to enjoy science, ma'am. Like you cannot by force it cannot be done, ma'am. You should actually like science. You should actually like that. And most importantly, there'll be school exams on the back which you have to simultaneously do it. But I did not take the pressure of school exam simultaneously. I was okay with it. I was okay with the marks I scored in school exam. I was not very particular about it. But I was very particular about one thing, that I have put this much of effort in NSJS and I must do it, and I was focused on this. So yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes,
that's
great. Great. So I just want to ask the students who are watching it live, are they all qualified the NSEJS exam, and they are there to share their experience ताकि आप सबको help हो to lay a strong foundation in science. तो जल्दी से इस बात पे like तो करो सेशन को.
एक और चीज मुझे शेयर करनी थी.
हाँ
मैम कि टेलीग्राम पर आप मतलब ज्यादा उसमें ना आए. जैसे कई लोग आपको मिल जाएंगे, जैसे कोई अपने फिजिक्स में NSEJS की तैयारी में रूड ऑफ कर रहा है, कोई बहुत बड़ी बुक कर रहा है, तो कई बार क्या होता है, एक फियर क्रिएट हो जाता है कि हम नहीं कर रहे तो हमारा कैसे होगा या फिर पीछे रह जाएंगे. तो ये बहुत जरूरी है कि आप रेलेवेंट मटेरियल ही करें, ऐसा नहीं. और जैसे कई लोग ट्रूमेंस मुझे ज्यादा अच्छी बुक नहीं लगती, तो ऐसे आप घबराएं नहीं कि मैं तो सिर्फ एनसीईआरटी कर रहा हूँ. सिर्फ एनसीईआरटी करने से भी आप अच्छा स्कोर कर सकते हैं बायोलॉजी में.
वेरी ट्रू कि ऐसा नहीं है कि बाकी को देख के वो ये वाली बुक कर रहा है, ये वाली ग्लैमरस बुक कर रहा है, या इतनी फ्लैशी बुक्स कर रहा है, इतनी हाई फाई बुक्स कर रहा है, मैं तो कैसे compete करूंगा, I will not clear in front of them. So don't have these negative thoughts. Everyone has the different way to success, different recipe for success. So don't compare yourself. Just put in your efforts, try to make your science basics very strong, no matter by what way you are doing that, either by reading NCERTs or by doing some hi-fi books. So that is important. Do not underestimate your potential by comparing with others, right? कोई कुछ भी कर रहा है, करने दो, but तुम्हें clear होना चाहिए what you are supposed to do to learn science, to know science, and to crack this ioqjs exam, right? So anything else anyone want to share? और कुछ किसी को?
Ma'am, I would just like to add on to what Srijan said. It's like the book which you are following, it doesn't matter. What matters is the concept. Like if you look at this year's INJSO, or maybe even those of past years, this year we had the smartphone question in physics. you will not find this type of question in any sort of book. This question is purely based on concept. You read 9th standard NCERT, you read 11th standard NCERT, you read like university you read university books, doesn't matter. All you need to know is the basic kinematics, which you can learn from anywhere. It's just application. So it's like from wherever you are learning, just learn the concept thoroughly and try solving the questions. Once you know how to apply the concept, you will surely be able to crack the exam.
Very, very, very rightly said. Concept building. You should always focus on concept clarity, concept building. This is the consequence, and apply that concept in a question. So concept clarity, concept building, and then solving skill. Both is required to crack any of the exam, not just this JEE, NEET, KVPY. In future, you will be targeting so many science exams. In all these exams, the basic is same. You should have a clear concept, irrespective of the source. You should know the concept, and then you should know how to apply the concept. That is important, right? So both will be required. Concept clarity comes from the classes, understanding the topic from the teacher, right? And the second part, the solving skills, that you will evolve with time. You can be better in that with time by solving the relevant questions, the content, the assignments, the tests, the books, right? So it is a long journey, I'm sure. That is important in all the exams, both the points. Okay, anyone else want to share anything? Because इस बार बच्चे भी एग्जाम देंगे, इस एग्जाम को तैयारी करेंगे, एंड तुमने जो फेस किया अप डाउन, मोटिवेशन, डिमोटिवेशन, they all will be facing the same, right? So anything, if you can help them out to ease that situation, that will be really great. And thank you so much, आप लोगों ने इतना टाइम दिया, इतने अच्छे अच्छे टिप्स बताए, एंड मोटिवेट किया सभी बच्चों को जो साइंस लवर्स हैं, I will say, right? So yes, you are inspiration to so many young minds, science lovers, right? To target not just this exam, right? To fall in love with science, right? So
I would say it was very, very nice podcast because I loved hearing all these kids. मुझे मतलब क्वेश्चन पूछने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ी, इतने बढ़िया बढ़िया इन्होंने पॉइंट्स अपने आप ही दिए हैं, एंड इट इज़ वेरी इन्फॉर्मेटिव फॉर ऑल दोज स्टूडेंट्स जो कि अभी मतलब अपना एम सेट कर रहे हैं फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग NSEJS. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, वेरी वेरी नाइस.
सो जल्दी से बाकी जनता जो लाइव देख रही है, एंड इस सेशन को जल्दी से लाइक कर दो. इतना टाइम इन बच्चों ने दिया, बहुत हेल्प किया आप लोगों को, राइट? एंड शेयर करो. बाकी सब देखो, अवेयरनेस बढ़ाओ. इट इज not about like, it's not about subscriber, it is not about result also, it is about the awareness of science in India, right? This is the main agenda. Just make the people around you aware कि भाई साइंस को पढ़ो, साइंस को समझो, कॉन्सेप्ट बनाओ, साइंटिफिक एप्टीट्यूड. इफ यू आर साइंस लवर, टू डेवलप दैट साइंटिफिक एप्टीट्यूड. इससे तुम्हारा ही नहीं, घर का ही नहीं, सोसाइटी का ही नहीं, पूरे देश का, पूरे संसार का, पूरे वर्ल्ड का फायदा होगा. Because if you have that scientific aptitude, if you evolve that, right? So the mission is big. It is not just about Junior Science Olympiad. It is more about the overall upliftment of the entire universe. क्यों वेदांत? Right? पढ़ेगा इंडिया तभी तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया. So it is just that, right? So spread the awareness. This is what I ask you as a Guru Dakshina from all of you, right? We expect you to make juniors aware about this exam. Your brother, sister, cousin, sibling, just make them aware, because when they prepare for this exam, irrespective of the result, they will learn a lot, right? This is what we want you to do. You are the flag bearers. You are the brand ambassador of ijso. So you should promote this exam. You should tell, because awareness is very less about Olympiads, specifically these international Olympiads, right? So you should spread the awareness. Let the young minds evolve that, scientific aptitude. This is what we expect from all the students that we are connected via Vedantu Olympiad School, right? So thank you so much, everyone. It was lovely talking to you this Sunday morning, and wish you much more success in life. मचा दो, फोड़ दो, बढ़ते रहो, है ना? पढ़ते रहो, मचाते रहो, और देश को गोल्ड जिताते रहो. यही हमारी सबकी विशेष हैं, right? And thank you so much for joining in. Bye. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.